Buckle up, Buttercup. Live from Gloucester, Massachusetts. Podcasting around the world. You're listening to the GloucesterCast podcast, a production of Joey Shimataro and Good Morning Gloucester Media. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the show with your host, Joey Shimataro, and his crew of merry castaways. No piping plovers will be intentionally harmed in the production of this podcast.
Good morning, Gloucester.
Good morning.
1, 2,
2.
3. Pat Cam! She loves to do that. Look at it. Wow, right off the bat, we got 18 viewers. Like bam, like kablammy. Ooh, look at this feature. We can see where they're watching. 1 on my personal Facebook page, 17 on the Good Morning Gloucester Facebook page, 0 on Twitch. So there's that. We're back over here. Scotty Mac is hi for the Chancholos. Oh, nice. I think that's a new one. Tony Chancholo. New Haven
That's
pizza.
my neck of the woods.
Pizza capital of the world.
The best pizza in the world, without a doubt.
And my new friend Bill.
Oh, Pat's gonna.
Hi, Bill.
Pat has a new friend.
Welcome. I have a new friend.
Jimmy's been gone for the
I have
week.
a new friend.
Jimmy goes to band camp, and look what happens.
Look at this
Bill chimes in.
Oh wow, she's got a glow about her today.
He was very kind to me yesterday.
Oh, I'm sure he was. Jimmy goes away for 1 week, and Pat's already walking funny.
Yeah, well, we had a great day at the Emerson. Yeah.
Wow!
Look at this.
Bill Wren. Are
Yes.
you talking about Bill Wren,
Yes.
the bartender from the
Yes.
Emerson?
Yes.
Well, you could have explained
It's
it
not a
better.
photographer this time. It's a bartender.
Well, don't let her off the hook. This is much better without us really knowing which Bill she was talking about.
Wow, look at all these people chiming in. Anita Margarita's with us. Your son, Anita, let us down this morning. He's not here. Bill Wren, my beautiful wife, Caitlin. Caitlin's selling for the Rotary calendars. I'll go to the Pat Cam right here. You can DM me or you can DM her. And actually, I'll put her contact information up. You can get one of these Rotary calendars. And there's a million ways to win. You buy the calendar, but there's a million ways to win prizes when you do the calendar. Let me see if I can get her. That's it right there. Let me see if I can get her contact information right there. It is. Can you take the good morning?
Yeah.
There you go. Good morning, Drew. Good morning, Kate.
Ah.
There she is. If you want to get a calendar and support the Rotary, and the Rotary does a lot of good things. I think it's polio. Is that what they put the money towards?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. There's my beautiful wife, Kate. Hey, we could just keep the picture of her on there the whole entire show, and the ratings would probably stay solid.
As a viewer, I'd much prefer that.
There's that. All right, let's go through it. We'll do a little.
Sometimes it's better to be heard and not seen.
Yeah,
And not in Kate's case, she's got both going.
she's got it all. Actually, very shout out to her. She's been tagging along with me and carrying the Good Morning Gloucester Shop Local series.
She's a natural.
You know what? She totally missed her calling. She should have been on television as like a spokesperson or like an interviewer, because like she could be. I'll tell you, sometimes we go into these things and she's not necessarily in the best mood. Camera goes on, she's like, pow! She like nails it. She's totally professional. All right, let's go. We'll give a little rundown. The Spanks, our swingers from the villages, say hello. Tony Chancholo, which I've never seen his name on here before. I love to see new people chiming in. Paula Ryan O'Brien, Katie Hyde, Ed Call, the birthday boy, big showing for Ed, former Good Morning Gloucester guy.
That was fun.
He moved to Burlington and he went to Stone's last night, and there was about 30 people went to say hi to Ed. I did not get the peanut butter bacon burger, which is my favorite burger in town, at Stone's, because I had already eaten sushi. But I shout out to the peanut butter bacon burger at Stones. Joanne Wood, Drew Hale. I wish Drew was with us. We miss our buddy Drew. Patricia Coakley. More people are chiming in.
The girl Katie was from Wisconsin. Do you know that?
Oh, maybe she met. Maybe that's one that Scotty met at the Nest.
Okay.
Paula Ryan O'Brien. The Shop Local series has been great. She says. Felicia's chiming in. Oh, Tony's related to the Piscatellas and the Gigolonis. Felicia's chiming in from someplace warm. Brenda Grimes Davis with us. Chuck Shoebridge we saw yesterday at Stones, and Linda Jerome Tupman has shared it as well. Pat, we're going to go to you when you're ready. We're going to talk about our prize. We have monstrous prizes today. The Cape Ann Sea Salt flight. That's I think it's like a $30 value or something like that.
Yeah, this is awesome.
That's a big one.
This one's got the garlic salt in it, I think. I think the way she does it is they all have the same 3, and then there's a 4th one that you can vary.
Oh, wow. All right. There's that. And that's donated.
These are awesome.
Donated by Cape Ann Sea Salt, and she's going to be at a lot of the same shows that you're going to be at, right? What's your next show? What's your next show that's coming up?
The Elks, December, is it the 11th? It's a Sunday. I think it's the 11th. Okay,
so share the podcast and type shared, and we'll enter you to win. We have another prize right here, donated by Pauline, our friend Pauline Bresnahan. Fisherman Patch. And third prize, the Bluefin Blowout Comfort Colors T-shirt in size large.
And it's a size large, yeah.
Yep.
Long sleeve?
Yep. And also, I should also...
short sleeve.
I should also mention, Pat brought this up this morning, that the Bluefin Blowout is having a 75% off sale if you go to their website. 75% off for kids. That's tough to beat. And I asked her when she told me that. Well, is it just the random weird sizes,
that's
like extra small? But we went to check, and there were larges and extra larges.
There are a variety of sizes. You do. I will post the link. If you go to the apparel post, in order to see the discount, you put it in the cart.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like they're discounted when you go look at it online.
Yep.
Until you put it into the cart.
Okay.
And they're deep discounts.
Deep discounts. Deep.
Still supporting Alzheimer's, I believe.
That's right. So there's that, which is nice. Kate says she'll take the sweatpants for Christmas. I don't know what she's talking about.
Bluefin Blowout have sweatpants?
Oh, okay. Kate, buy it and I'll give you the money. I don't want that because we just mentioned it. It may sell.
Yeah, they're going to go fast.
It may sell out. It may sell out. So Kate wants the Bluefin Blowout sweatpants. Kate, get on that quick before they sell out. So there's that. I am done with one of my daughter's Christmas presents.
Wow.
Second one has $100 budget left, but she says she wants to wait to see any Cyber Monday deals. She's the value player in the group.
So how do you swing that? They buy their own thing and then you just pay them back?
They send me their lists.
Yeah, that's how Holly does.
And I want it's for kids. I can't figure out what the hell they want. And it's funny. I have one daughter that wants very few expensive presents, like some Lululemon stuff, and then I have the other one, total value girl. She has a multitude of $20 presents. I explained to the other one. I said, "Listen, it's not going to look like you got a lot because you're picking out expensive presents."
Yeah, no, both of mine had that same problem. It's big ticket items. Yeah. So Holly does most of that. I get one thing specifically from me, so I already got theirs, and they're not watching, so I don't think I probably could reveal what it is, but I shouldn't.
Oh, don't do
it. But they'll be very excited.
You never know. We have a wide range
very excited
of listeners.
I know.
Does that? How about you, Paul? Pat? We'll check in with you. How is your Christmas shopping going?
It's going really well. I think I'm a little bit ahead. I have to mail a package to Erie, Pennsylvania. So
for Scooty Boo Boo.
That one's just about done.
Yeah,
ready to go in the mail. And my son is just about done, and Jim's just about done. So I'm in pretty good shape. I'm feeling pretty good.
There you go. Katie Hyde says, been visiting from Wisconsin for 20 years. It's Gloucester's her favorite vacation spot. Betty Brooks Graver's with us in Ohio visiting her brother, Jim Brooks. Well, hello, Jim Brooks. I hope you're having a nice day. which is nice. We just got an update. The Middle Street Walk schedule has been posted, and this year they have so many events over here. Usually I have Jimmy doing this. Yeah, you can go to the middlestreetwalk.org, and they had so many events they had to add another page to their schedule. And so if you go middlestreetwalk.org, they didn't hide it on their
so
webpage.
big that I had to go. You can't get it all in one graphic here.
Right.
That's how much is going on.
Right. But they didn't hide it on like a link to go get to their calendar. It's on their front page. So if you ever forget and you want to know, what's the date on the Middle Street Walk, Pat?
The 10th.
The 10th. All right. There's that. Tonight's Kent Circle tree lighting has been postponed to next Sunday, December 4th. You had a graphic for that, Pat?
Yes.
Focusing in on
No.
your.
No, I don't.
Look up.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a couple over here. There you go. All right. So she doesn't have a thing for that. All right. So yesterday, Scotty, so McCarthy has been dodging us for
warm weather and pickleball.
Warm weather, but he doesn't even pick up my phone calls anymore.
Wow.
So
you're not feeling the love.
I'm not feeling the love. Not feeling the love at all.
Serious lack of love there, McCarthy.
We're at Minglewood yesterday, celebrating happy birthday to Nicole Schraft. Having a drink with Nicole, and we decided to FaceTime McCarthy, and this is how that went right here.
Hi, boss, from the call.
What's happening over there?
Well, we just tried to reach out to Chris McCarthy.
And is he picking up for you guys?
Totally doesn't give a fuck.
Has he forgotten about you?
We are dead to him.
When was the last time you communicated with Chris McCarthy?
Well, probably during the podcast last week where we chimed in with some half-witty comments.
Yeah. All right, here, let's see. How long has it been? Does it say how many seconds?
No,
he is not picking up at all. No.
Let's try it again.
Anything you want to say, McCarthy?
Hey, look, we're trying again right here. It must be a very important business meeting.
Should have called Ralph.
Someone
who would answer the phone. Call Ralph.
He seems to find the time to send me pictures when they're on the beach and on the boat and doing this, that, and the other thing, but he just doesn't pick up the phone calls.
Yeah, Drew said he won't pick his calls either.
Yeah. Oh, he won't pick up. Oh, no. See that?
He must have all Northeastern numbers.
He only calls Drew when he wants a dolly, ratchet straps, and some help moving washing machines.
Yeah. He puts his boat in his yard.
Yeah.
He uses them to lug the washing machine up and down the stairs and borrows his truck. He
used to call that fair weather friends.
I mean, in this case, that you couldn't get more of an accurate description because he went to the fair weather. Yeah. So, what are you gonna do? Drew says, "Does GMG Broker Boats? He has a nice scalp for sale in the yard." Drew, you got to do what we talked about. You got to take that picture. We do have a plan.
All right,
we do have a plan. Maybe Chris has been kidnapped. No, because we've managed to get pictures of him on boats down in Naples, Florida.
It's Gilligan's Island style kidnapping, apparently, because
he is something. We have some very disturbing news right here. Whole Food decided to pull lobsters, Maine lobsters. They're not going to sell them anymore. When I say Maine lobsters, that includes Massachusetts lobsters, Gulf of Maine lobsters. Just absolutely, it's one of these. I'm going to read to you from.
Where was that headline from?
The AP, Associated Press.
Did you read the words in the headline?
Yeah.
I speak English, but.
Environ.
Environ polls.
So Whole Foods, Scotty. Whole Foods recently said it will stop selling lobster from the Gulf of Maine at hundreds of its stores around the country. The company cited decisions by a pair of sustainability organizations to take away their endorsements of the U.S. lobster fishing industry. The organizations, Marine Stewardship Council and Seafood Watch, both cited concerns about risks to rare North Atlantic right whales from fishing gear. Entanglement in gear is one of the biggest threats to the whales, which is horseshit because there hasn't been any entanglements where we are, and our lobstermen use breakaway. They've used a million different ways. They pull the gear out in the middle of the winter. They can't. There is no gear to get entangled because they pull the gear out of the water.
What if there was really entanglements? Wouldn't you think? I mean, with today's day and age, everyone's got a phone on them with a camera. Wouldn't there be photos of it
all the time?
They'd be posting it,
they would
right?
post
Fake news.
Give me a break.
Good morning, Scotty.
Good morning, guys. Sorry I was late. I had a show last night.
That's nice. So this is just So I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes. There's a couple of these organizations that take huge money. Huge money.
Huge.
Just really huge money. From
Horseshit.
And they take this money from a lot of these groups that are dying to put wind farms in the ocean. So if you get rid of the lobstermen and you get rid of the fishermen, there's no one to protest so that they can just plaster the ocean with these wind farms.
Is this the same group that's going after the plovers to kind of protect them?
I'm not going to speak to that just yet. But what I am going to speak to is
see the hats.
Yes,
nice hats.
We always represent
classy hats. The problem is it's all about virtue. Like these corporations, and then these corporations pile on, and they all trip over themselves to virtue signal, and Paul. I'm going to let Paul give the perfect example of Kim Kardashian doing what?
What? Put me on the spot. I wasn't prepared.
I'll do it. I'll
what
say
is
it. These people that protest fossil fuels and while they're bouncing around on their private jets.
Gotcha.
Virtue signaling. It's obnoxious. So there's that.
Which is nice.
You're trying to tie it into a conversation we had pre-show. It's way beyond me at this point.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
Sunday morning at 9:15.
Kelly. Oh, sorry. Kelly Karch. Oh, you got to put up there. Would you happen to know who to contact for information on pavers in the pathway at the Fisherman's Memorial? I have left messages and I haven't heard back. I don't know, but we're gonna. Mayor Berger's going to be on momentarily, and we'll
Fishermen's
ask him.
Wives Association is what I thought it was. I don't know who she's emailing, but maybe Mayor Berger probably knows.
Safathia would definitely know. Usually Safathia is with us. Has she chimed in?
She is. I haven't seen her yet.
Maybe she's. I don't know. Usually, well, if Safathia hops on, we will have her. Oh, we have a Camille de Pesa.
Yeah.
Hi, Paul, from Jack and Camille from Naples, Florida. 86 degrees here, and thinking of Stoli Dolies.
Yeah.
Stoli Dolies.
Isn't that a lovely fucking thought? Well, thank you so much for chiming in.
Oh, they always like to talk.
Jesus fucking Christ, these people are killing
us. They have a place in Gloucester.
Oh, really?
One of the castaways is getting phone messages from Chris from McCarthy.
Oh, really?
What'd you say?
One of our castaways is getting phone calls from McCarthy.
Oh, what did I miss?
Who's getting phone calls?
It should be on the screen.
Oh, Jimmy. Jimmy got a phone call. Jimmy, who's also out gallivanting, but he picks up the phone occasionally. He's picking up. McCarthy called Jimmy to pick up his kids while McCarthy's out gallivanting.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's get to this. Do we have the footage from yesterday?
We played it already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
At the top of the show, you got to wait.
Yeah. Well,
we
didn't know if you were coming.
We wait for you. What
Everybody has
Listen to me. Listen to me. Now, when any good show, you got to build up, you got to climax, and then you get the finish.
Yeah.
So
I was hoping
you can't go with the climax at the beginning of the top of the show.
I was hoping that we were going to climax with the sax.
I was just gonna say. I was just gonna say. We're gonna talk about climaxing too early.
Hey, the girlfriend said she was gonna bring in the sax, and we were gonna model the sax.
This is true.
Yeah.
However, she said next Sunday is the day.
All right, so we're gonna have a modeling session of the brand new Ghibli's endorsed Ghibli's menswear.
SAXX.
SAXX.
I have a pair on right now.
Paul says.
Want me to drop trail and just?
No, not in my face.
All right, so we can show them next week. Let's talk about it this week for just a minute, though, because I said to you, Joey, I found these like.
Wait a second. You tell me if I should take this.
No. Nope, I'm in the middle.
Wow.
Just for the record, that's Chris McCarthy, GMG. Chris,
Oh,
we're in the
okay.
middle of something, Chris. We're kind of busy doing what we do here.
He probably wants you to pick up
It's
his
the same
kids
as
or
your mother
something.
making cookies for Chris, but he can't come here to get them.
He probably wants to go over his house and do something for him. Rake his leaves. You go rake his leaves? Yeah.
Can you come to Naples and bring Connor to get an ice cream?
Connor needs to get picked up. You know, can you go to my mother's house and mow the lawn for my mother, rake her leaves too while you're at it. My mother wants to know if I cooked the thermidor. Kate cooked the thermidor last night. Okay, I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
Okay, so let's go back to the sacks for just a second. And Paul, you have a pair.
Oh, I have many pairs.
Okay.
I've had them for years.
The revolutionary style in the middle that holds the pouch in place.
Yeah.
I swear by him.
Cradles.
Well, because he complains about, his things sticking to the side of his leg, especially in the summertime. It will not happen with these.
It's like a non-stick skillet.
Yeah. There's a little panel that comes down, holds you right in the center.
What you're saying is your huevos rancheros.
Rancheros.
Will not be blending with your chicken thighs.
Muy bueno. The huevos rancheros.
Oprah.
The low-hanging fruit. See, I needed this about 30 years ago because I have my...
We're going to convert you over.
I didn't have the proper support.
Well, thanks for the sharing, Joe.
I think you can get a tuck, though. I think that they can pull you up and then take a little piece out and then
so let the record state that all day yesterday we're talking about these sacks.
Yeah.
Men's briefs, basically, right? And they have a few different styles. And we'll show you next week. So Joey's saying, Scotty, can you come in tomorrow and talk about your Spanx?
Oh, Spanx. Right. I had Spanx in my head.
Spanx.
Yeah. Spanx is the thing that holds your gut in for the women, right? They're the pantyhose that goes up over their bonza.
Yeah, it's kind of like, and they have them for men now too. I've seen the shirts advertised on like Instagram or Facebook or whatever. It's a T-shirt that goes under, and they show this guy with a big bonza out, and then all of a sudden he's ripped. And it sucks it in.
You get those? I don't get those.
No, I don't have that, but I've seen it advertised on Instagram and Facebook.
Are they targeting Scotty?
Well, it depends on what you're
searching.
Every time
you talk about my bonza, I get an ad for something that's going to make me look better.
We obviously know Scotty's search engine.
All right, right. Hey, all right. We'll get McCarthy on here. Let's see.
Let's see if he even answers.
Yeah.
I think it was a setup, so he won't answer again. Oh,
yeah. Was he on the pickleball court?
Yeah, want to put it up there?
Yeah. Go.
Let's see.
Oh, boy.
You are now free to move about the country.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, boy.
See, this is why I don't pick up. If I called you, this is what you would see in the background, and all you would be doing is giving me shit.
He's just thinking of us. He's just thinking of us.
Where's the Zoom link? Why didn't he Zoom in?
Remember who called who on Thanksgiving? You didn't call me on Thanksgiving. I called you.
Did I talk to you on Thanksgiving?
Oh,
yes. You were at the Nest with Ralph.
Oh, yes, that's right.
He didn't call.
Yes, he did. I remember.
Did I talk to him?
Yes, you and
I don't even remember.
Wasn't me.
The chief.
He called.
The chief was there. All right. Yeah.
Again, he did it prematurely at the top of the show.
I'm accepting all apologies.
We're supposed to feel sorry for him right now. All right, we all feel terrible for you.
This is exactly why I didn't FaceTime you. I don't call you because now you're just giving me shit.
Oh,
do we still ask him if we still need the video he sent?
Do we still need the video that you sent? What do I know about the video?
No, because it just came, but this might be covering it.
Do you want me to send it to us to play the video that you sent in?
If you want, because I was trying to FaceTime Scotty, you didn't pick up. I tried to FaceTime you, you didn't pick up.
I was busy eating your cookies that Pat made.
Again?
Oh boy!
Jesus Christ!
We got him. That's better like that.
Hey, for the viewers out there, so we got McCarthy on the phone right now. While we have him on the phone right now, I just want to say that I had joined this bowling league with Chris McCarthy that he roped me into, And I stepped outside my comfort zone and tried something different. And when I got there and I paid my dues, he goes, "Oh, it's 30 weeks long." I said, "You got to be kidding me."
Oh, you thought you could just bounce in and bounce out?
Yep. Chris hasn't been there for 3 weeks now, and I'm hearing reports that you may not come back.
I don't know. We'll see.
He's not confirming nor denying.
My own mother comes over the top with a comment over here to the double whammy. Don't worry, Chris, honey. I'll make cookies for you when I get to Florida. So he's fucking devious.
I love it.
Uh-oh. We got all the calls are coming in today.
He's like a mole. He's the mole. He's taking me down from the inside. It's an inside job. All right, buddy. We love you. We miss you. Are you?
I know. I miss you.
Connor's in good hands. We're gonna send Jimmy Dalpiaz to pick up Connor, and
Scotty's gonna go over and rake your leaves.
Scotty's gonna rake your leaves.
Yeah, you're all
Drew's
set,
gonna
buddy.
sell your boat.
Drew's got your boat for sale.
Drew has a for sale sign on the Scout. So
That's true.
I apologize to everyone who's been trying to me.
Very, very busy.
I've been busy. I'm burnt.
I just want to say that Chris is at his home right now in Gloucester, and that's a green screen technology in the background.
He got drunk last night. He couldn't make it in. All right, buddy. We miss you. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. See you, boys.
We'll see you, pal. That was great. Oh, my God. He's killing me.
So what's this footage of Chris that we have?
Pat's going
to... It's loading up. It's loading up. Videos take a minute to load up.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
All right.
So let me check here.
So we have that. My mom made a wonderful, a big shout out. Thanksgiving was just a couple days ago, right?
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to my sister-in-law, Erin, who did a fantastic job. And my mom, who made a great. Does everybody know what lobster thermidor is? Or is that just like a local thing? Lobster thermidor? Thermidor?
Don't know
lobster
what it is.
Thermidor?
No, I've heard of it.
Is it like a mac and cheese? Like a lobster mac and cheese?
I don't know. Ma, how would you explain it, Ma? It's like it is like a cream sauce with breadcrumbs on the top, like a rich cracker crumb on top, and like little bits of peppers and mushroom, but it's decadent. It's very decadent.
The video's ready when you are.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and play it, Pat?
GMG Chris here. There are rumors that I haven't been picking up calls. Shitty reception down here. Wi-Fi really sucks. And, I just don't want to pick up because I don't want everybody to see these palm trees and the beautiful weather. I know all of you have been suffering up north. It's been really tough 2 weeks up there, and if I pick up calls, all I'm going to hear is you crying about how shitty it is, and I couldn't do it. I apologize. I love you guys. You're my friends, but I just can't do this to you. I mean, look at the freaking palm trees. Look at the blue sky. It's already 85 degrees. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Have a good day.
If I had a gallon of bleach right here, right now, I would drink the gallon of bleach. If I had a gallon of bleach. God bless him. So there's that.
Hey, what's today's prizes, Joe?
I will go back to prizes for anyone that's joining us. I don't know if Pat's camera.
Pat Cam.
The Pat Cam right there. Bluefin blowout.
Bluefin blowout T-shirt, size large.
Yeah.
Is one of the prizes.
Nice.
Thank you, Pat.
Patch from Pauline's, the fisherman.
Pauline Patch.
Number 2 and number 3, a salt plate. These are awesome.
Cape Ann Sea Salt.
Nice little gift.
Yep. There you go.
So 3 prizes today, and we are up to 12 shares.
12 shares. All right. I like it. You know what we have to start doing? We have to do tiers. If we have 10 shares, we do the first prize gets released. 20 shares, the second prize gets released.
That's
30 shares. Actually, if we get to 30 shares, I might throw in like a piece of
big
like
one.
big one. Yeah, throw in a big one.
Yeah,
That's what she said.
Oh boy.
There's that. Congratulations to Holy Cow, which won Flavor of the Year at the National Ice Cream Convention. Big honor. Ritzy as fuck, which is my daughter. Every time she comes, actually, we haven't gone the last 2 weeks, but we were on a 6-week roll of them coming to Gloucester and us having dinner and then going all together to go to Holy Cow Ice Cream to get the Ritzy as fuck ice cream because it's that fucking good.
That is a huge honor.
Yeah.
What's in it? What's in the Ritzy
It's
as fuck?
Ritzy as fuck is like a caramel and pretzel, like it's salty and sweet, really delicious, and they did a great job. Maritime Gloucester Deck the Docks is December 1st to 4th, and they're also doing they're doing their is it Pat? You know is it the trees? They're selling the trees and the money. You want to explain how it works?
I don't know exactly how that works, but there is an opportunity to sponsor a tree for a vet at Maritime. I will try to find the details on that. The event starts on the 1st, lasts till the 4th. Trees will be available down at the dock. They went really fast last year.
Yeah.
So if you want to get your tree from them, and I recommend it, you should go. You should probably try to go early.
All right, that's nice. And there's your graphic for that.
Then we have this week coming up Thursday, which is the Ladies' Night, like the Christmas stroll down Main Street for all of the businesses.
That's this Thursday.
That's this December 1st.
This Thursday.
And I think it's from 5 till 10, I believe.
Actually, I think it's all day. I'm almost positive it's all day. Both of them, men's night and ladies' night. Despite what they're calling it.
The men's night will be on Thursday, December 15th as well. So when Mayor Verger comes in, we can ask him more details about that.
Yep, I'm sure he'll bring that up. This is interesting. So we had Kate's. So Pat had a very successful run at the Cape Ann Makers Market at Emerson Inn yesterday. Yes. Emerson Inn is one of our favorite spots.
Yes.
I actually had Kate's 40th birthday party there, which all of us were there, right?
Yeah. Kim and Bart,
Paul,
the owners.
Kim Voltero.
And her husband, Bart.
Yeah.
They did an outstanding job setting up that fair yesterday.
So this is what the word that we got was from the bartender there was the standard by which vodka consumption is measured at Emerson Inn is in relation to how much Tito's was sold at Kate's birthday party.
Yes.
Hey, how we doing? Hey, Kelly.
That just made me
Mayor Verger's with us.
Hello.
Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hop right in there.
How's it going?
How are you? Welcome.
Oh, you have a fancy. Where's the binder? Is it a binder?
It's a binder. Binders of women. Remember that Mitt Romney back in the day?
Mitt Romney spent a day here campaigning. A day.
A day.
He actually handled lobsters.
Wow.
Yeah, like
for governor.
And not just for 15 minutes. He spent the day offloading boats with us.
Wow.
It was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you feel about Romney. Neither here nor there.
Right.
I think he's a decent guy.
It was pretty cool pretty cool experience.
Yeah.
How you doing?
All right. How are you?
We're doing great. We have a bunch of things to talk about, huh?
Yeah, and actually I was listening earlier, so I went to the Fisherman's Wives website, gfwa.org. Mary Ann Genovese, 508-344-9225.
For the pavers?
Yes.
Okay, so
GFAW. I'll find it.
Yeah.
GFWA.
Gloucester Fishermen's Wives Association.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Mayor, if you're hearing that to Paul, Pat, take a look.
Okay.
Well, he's got more
Put it up
notes
the
on it.
screen.
He's got more notes on it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go right to the page, there's I think it said monument was one of the pull downs, and then it had the bit about Mary Ann Genovese at the bottom of that page.
So that's in relation to the woman that asked earlier about sponsoring a paver at the Gloucester Fishermen's Wives Memorial.
Thank you, Mayor.
Very nice.
Nice
to see
done.
that little ad, right off the bat.
Hot off the press right there.
Hot.
Nice to Joey Foote is back. He just announced it.
Hey!
He's back on the pod. He's back. We got it. Welcome back, Joey. It's nice to have you, pal. That's nice. So, any other initiatives we got? I know you had a bunch of things.
Oh yeah, just want to talk about the latest round of ARPA spending. You recall we got $23 million from the federal government. We did the first announcement was for infrastructure, $13 million, $10 million for the sewer plant because we have to upgrade to a secondary treatment, 40 years overdue, and $3 million went to roads. And if you've driven around town, every corner of Gloucester, there's road work going on. Yeah. So we're getting a lot done.
And I remember, I'd like to commend you on this. When you were campaigning, you spoke specifically and said everybody had mentioned one of the main concerns was the condition of the road. So as a leader of the people, you took that into consideration. The money came in, and where did he delegate it to? The roads.
Yeah, and we had upped the budget. So the road repair budget was like small road repair was like $60,000 was the line item. So in the end of last fiscal year, we pumped in an additional $300,000, and to finish off to June 30th. And then this budget we're currently in, we upped it from 60 to 350,000. Then on top of that, we put in the $3 million from the ARPA money, and then we get about I think 700,000 from the state for the Chapter 90 road repairs.
What you're saying is you actually keep your campaign promises. I mean, it's originality in today's politics.
Yeah, I figured let's try this. But that's just a drop in the bucket. Mike Hale, DPW director, says we probably need about $40 million to do what we need to do.
Yikes.
And this $3 million, keep in mind, is just one-time money from the federal government. But we're putting it to work, literally out in the streets to get things done. Mm-hmm. So, but then we did the second round, which is what I really wanted to clarify for economic development categories, because I saw a few posts on Facebook saying, why are we spending $1.5 million on a traffic study? A traffic study is just one of the items in that category, which is about $54,000. You'd have to be a complete idiot to spend $1.5 million on a traffic study. I don't think I fall into that category.
I could do that for free on any given day.
Yeah, so we'll call you next time. But I mean, so in addition to the traffic study, it's things like a downtown management organization. We recently announced we got some money through a grant to do to get technical assistance. So basically, there's just so much the city can do for businesses, and you have these different pockets of business, downtown, Western Ave, etc. So by creating this independent district where there's a system that be in place where they help self-fund it, that's a way to get things done instead of them asking the city, can you do X, Y, Z? And it's like, well, we really can't get to it yet. But from ARPA, we want to plug in a seed money to help kick that off and get it off the ground. What else do we have? The harbor plan, we're wrapping up. So we're looking at implementing some of those changes. So instead of just taking a report, sticking it on a shelf saying, thank you all for helping us put this report together, we want to actually implement some of the recommendations. Money for wayfinding. I was down the east end of Main Street yesterday, and there's sort of like the orphan down there.
What's wayfinding? Sorry.
So wayfinding is just basically signage.
Oh,
yeah. So if you go, most people spend their time from, say, the police station down towards Tono. They don't remember. We also have businesses on the other end. So through wayfinding, we want to point visitors and locals alike down to every section of town, whether it's East End Main Street, West End of Main Street, Rogers Street, Lanesville, Lexington Ave. So Rocky Neck. So we want to put those in. Because if you look around town over the last 30, 40 years, there have been several mayors who've done this. Yeah. And so you have this cacophony of signage that doesn't really match. Yeah. So we want to try to unify it so it makes more sense. Mm-hmm. And possibly some electronic signage. These, I hate to say the word kiosks, but it's a kiosk that basically has some promotional stuff you can adjust on.
Yeah, timely stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. And then this week, or I guess last week before we left for the holiday, we announced another $1.5 million going into the Affordable Housing Trust. Mm-hmm. So that's a big thing because affordable housing was probably the other big item that we came across during the campaign. There's no magic answer to solve it, but this is a start. The Affordable Housing Trust, when I got there, was down several members, and they felt a bit, underutilized. And they were more reactive than proactive. So the first thing I did in office is start to refill boards and commissions, including the Affordable Housing Trust. So now it's fully staffed, meaning with the volunteers. We plugged in this $1.5 million. We put the short-term rental tax that was going to the general fund is now being directed to the the Affordable Housing Trust. We're looking at parcels that city owns that might be able to be turned into affordable housing, deed restricted affordable housing. So, we've got a long way to go, but it's a start. So
anything on parking?
Well, there's the parking study. So people say, well, we did a parking study 10 years ago, which is true, but not quite accurate. It was an internal study that really just looked at basically a count of what we had for parking. This is going to be a little more, let me get my glasses so I can read my notes, a little more in depth to look at things like the existing conditions, traffic circulation patterns, and the parking demand. So it's an outside consultant that can look at it from a different point of view. And it's really going to be a lot more than just how many spaces we have.
Yeah.
So I don't know, putting down the work of people who were involved in that last study and saying this is a lot more than what happened then. And again, it's not something I just want to say, thank you for the report. Let's just stick it on the shelf and ignore it. We have to implement it because we have a traffic issue, a parking issue. But there's always a lot of parking down the east end of Main Street, back to what I said earlier.
No, I am a big advocate. I always try to remind people, you have to get out of the mindset that you have to park on Main Street within 5 strides of the store that you want to go to. If you go to the mall, the closest parking spot, this is the analogy I always use, the closest parking spot in the parking lot to the store that you're probably going to go to is probably 4 times further away than if you parked on Rogers Street or Middle Street and walked to Main Street.
Right.
That's a good point.
But you'll see,
there has, even during the block parties, there has never been a time that I could not get a spot on Middle, Dale, or Rogers Street ever.
Right.
My entire life.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'll see people who will go to the gym and they'll do loops around trying to find a good parking space. It's like they're going to work out, but they want to park right.
That's funny.
So,
that's true.
So that's an important thing, is to get this parking study done, just so we see what we actually have to work with and find solutions. I mean, it's just an ongoing issue. But in addition to all these things, we still have $7 million to distribute, and so there'll be announcements coming out, categories like public health, community initiatives. That's like requests that were made by nonprofits to us, parks and open space. Another one is government and administration, and I added this slash category, buildings. So our buildings and our open spaces have been vastly underfunded for years. So now we have some money. We've got to focus on.
What was that? What's the one we were talking about a couple of weeks ago?
Scott knows the Legion.
The Legion. Well, and the Legion is an important one. But I mean, I have to be frank. The places that we, as the city government, operate day in and day out have to take priority.
Oh, I get you.
There is still, I talked to Mark Nestor that we have to figure out a plan, but we actually need a plan before they can go to like community preservation money, because they're not going to say, here's some money, go work on a plan. You have to say, here's how much it's going to cost, can you give us some money? And then there'll be some opera money we can plug into that. I'd love to see if they were able to raise a significant amount with the thing that Mark's got with selling brushes.
Buy a brush, I think it was called.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't think it's going to get to the point like the library where the brushes are going to completely fund it. But if it can take a big chunk out of the amount. But that's the arts and culture is another category. But open spaces have been a big one. We've lost Meadows Field, we've lost the Fuller Field. So we really had to focus on the other fields we still have downtown and throughout the city.
Barnum's Field is a huge asset, right? And a lot of people touch it or close to it. And they did a great job, several years back, and hopefully it can stay.
Well, and it's worth pointing out too, because one of the first things I heard in office was or when spring rolled around, the playground equipment at Burnham's was beat up. We had to replace it. And I just called Mike, hey, okay, can you get over there? And he's like, well, we can, but it's vandalism. It's not wear and tear. Right. So we can replace it, but a few weeks later it's going to be vandalized. So one of the things we want to do is look at more, not to sound like it's Big Brother watching, but more security cameras, better lighting, and that might cut down on what happens when it gets dark.
Yeah.
So
great. So we have the Middle Street Walk coming up. Tree lighting got put off. Can you give us an update on when the tree lighting is going to be?
It's supposed to be next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. There we go.
Yeah. There it is.
Scotty.
Pat Cam, we got you, Pat. We got you.
So
it's quick on the draw.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you. It's kind of a bummer, but they're predicting 80% chance of rain tonight, which would
be a bigger bummer if you're standing out in the rain tonight.
Yeah. So then there's the parade on top of that. So so next week, same time.
Yeah.
Parade started down at near Parker Street and heading right over there.
Is that the same date as the Middle Street Walk?
No.
That's the following week.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Good segue into the Middle Street Walk though.
I like it.
That's why I brought Kelly.
So
She's involved in two
Did you
organizations.
touch on that earlier in the show? The
Just a
Middle
little
Street?
bit,
Yeah,
and the
no
reason, and
details.
what we
Okay.
did not run any details, but we did say because we got a press release that the website, and we put a link to the website.
Oh,
that
good.
They actually had to add another whole page because there's so much going to happen.
I just was looking that up yesterday, and the same thing. I was like blown away by how much they have going on. So I'm involved with the City Hall Restoration Commission. So from the City Hall aspect of it, there's things going on all day within City Hall. There's a gingerbread house contest.
Be a man saying,
That's a favorite of mine when I was a kid.
I
Gingerbread.
know. I'm thinking,
Build
geez, could I
a
make
gingerbread
one of
house.
these?
hold on one
I
second.
don't
We're just going to let him
know.
come in and,
sure.
so he can get situated.
Yep.
Phil, come on in. Come on in, buddy.
He's in the green room now.
He's in the green room. We're getting him set up.
He's eating all the cookies that Pat made that Chris can't have.
He's surprised. This is a big surprise. How are you? Look at this. We got our illustrious mayor here, and
Hi, Mayor. How you doing?
oh, you got the book.
How you doing?
I didn't know you were
Good
coming.
morning.
Congratulations. Thanks
How
for
you doing?
coming, buddy.
Congratulations.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Hi.
It's my wife Kelly.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
You can hop right in here.
Hey, copy.
Yeah.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
What's up?
Good
How
morning.
are you?
Good. How you doing?
Hello.
How
Come
are you?
sit.
What's that?
We're like a party here today.
It's a party.
Yeah.
It's a party.
Party.
Oh, that's great.
I got some
um,
bales and stuff for you guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, wow.
Never come empty-handed. Be a man.
That's great.
Sorry to interrupt whatever you guys.
No,
do.
not at all. We were just going over
just
the Middle Street Walk.
Right. So, and the one big thing that City Hall does during this is the tours of the tower. Have you ever been
Yes.
up in the tower? It's very
yeah.
cool.
My daughter's
Very cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Anyone who has not done it, it's really awesome.
I've never done it. I'd love to go up there.
Oh,
and
you
check
have.
it
Got
out.
It's a
Yeah.
little sketchy climbing up there. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So a
Once
guy
you're
my
up there,
size
it's
could do it?
beautiful. Absolutely.
You could,
All right.
Absolutely.
And the views are unlike any. I mean, you just don't get those views from.
It's a whole
I'm
different
gonna take you up
perspective.
on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come and check that
Yeah.
out.
Yep. So that'll be going on all day. And then I also am helping out at the Sargent House Museum, and they're also doing, they're going to be selling wreaths, doing tours of just the first floor of the house, and the house will be decorated for the period. So
Yeah.
that's nice. And then the lobster trap tree lighting will be at the end of the day. I don't know if you guys mentioned that.
Yeah.
Talked about that. Okay.
You're selling building. I didn't get back there in the afternoon. Is it built?
When we
We were
walked
only
by
there in the
yesterday morning,
yeah.
they were just beginning.
Yeah.
So it's
Joey
gonna be-
said his favorite feature of the lobster trap tree was the mistletoe inside.
Well, I love that they put the door. So last year they didn't put the door
Right.
in, and they put the door in this year, so
Oh,
you
good.
can go inside, and they put the mistletoe in there, and you can take some really cool photos inside there.
Mhm.
Yeah, with your kids or whatever.
I see them on various people's Christmas cards. They make the Christmas card photo out of that lobster trap tree.
I should mention that our Christmas trap tree is authentic, and some of these other ones down Cape Cod and in Maine are they buy their ornaments from Chinese sweatshops, and they don't get the kids.
Like the buoys and
The buoys aren't painted. The angelic children of Gloucester paint these buoys, and they have convicts that are painting the buoys in Maine and Cape Cod. So I would just like to mention that our tree is an authentic tree and the real tree. So
So I
So
put the
there's
Middle Street Walk link online if anybody needs additional information.
there you go. There you go. My mom. What did my mama have to say? She's got
Oh, that's a big one.
Oh,
Oh God, here we go. God, yeah, that's nice fun. Yeah, I remember, Mom. Thank you for that. No, but this is going to be really exciting.
And also, I forgot the most important thing: Santa will
Oh,
be at City Hall from 2 to 3:30 during the Middle Street
Santa
Walk.
Claus is real.
Definitely.
The real Santa is going to be here.
Yes.
Yeah,
Real
not one of the
Santa.
elves that pretend to be Santa. This is
Right.
the real Santa.
Real
Going
Santa.
to be here in Gloucester. Yeah, very
So,
exciting.
Yeah.
I-
Sounds like it's
I
going to be
tell you-
great.
not one of the convict Santas up
No.
in Maine.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, not bad
Content,
Santa, not
yeah.
dirty Santa, the real Santa. But honestly, though, Middle Street Walk over the years, like people, you go down there and you walk down, and usually the Cape Ann Museum
Cape Ann Museum's open all day.
is open all day
Yeah.
long. And if you haven't been to the Cape Ann Museum, I think a lot of people lose track of this. unbelievable.
It really is.
It's an unbelievable treasure. And another thing about the Cape Ann Museum, when it's not the Middle Street Walk, usually February it's free for residents. Mm-hmm. And if you go there, they have the archives down in the bottom floor. And those people that work in the archives are really dedicated to doing research. It's kind of a passion for them. So if you have family and you want to, where your grandfather lived, they'll pull up maps for you, and they can.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they do some really cool stuff.
That's where I cracked the case for my ancestor who died here, who was a Medal of Honor winner. And the archives are the place that helped me find the smoking gun to prove that my John Handren was the John Handren that won the Medal of Honor.
Wow.
So
there you go.
yeah, I'll be always grateful.
There you go. Very nice.
I heard pretty soon that when you go to have one of those maps like drawn up that you're talking about, they're going to be, moving forward, they're going to be able to see where the first pickleball court went.
There's a group working on that.
I saw that.
So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I did drive around with Mike Hill. We go every couple of weeks to just go around the city, look at projects, current and future. And we looked at a couple of potential pickleball spots, but it's going to come down to funding.
Wow. That's big.
Nice.
I mean, it's blowing up.
Yeah. Kelly tried it.
Yeah.
So what did you think?
I really liked it. The rules are kind of,
But if you stick with it like 2 or 3 times, you'll pick it up. It is intimidating.
No, I really liked it.
And you don't have to be a super athlete.
Exactly. Yep.
Because I'm like, at the end of my season, I can barely my mobility is very limited,
maybe we could name the fields. The courts after Mike Coder, the Gloucester pickleball
show. Who's listening?
Mike, you on? Pickleball in Gloucester.
What do you use, a pickle instead of a ball?
A shout out to Mike Coder. Did a very sweet gesture. He sent the key lime pie over to Nicole for her birthday yesterday.
Yeah, that was very nice of him. Yeah,
very, very nice of him. So he's got that going for him.
Yeah, happy birthday to Nicole Schraft, one of our GMG cast members.
He was late. He was late to the show.
Shows up 10 minutes late.
The viewers that are on now, Joey, the ones that weren't here before.
You're thinking of them.
For the viewers who just chimed in, and for the guys who showed up late.
Hey, how about the guys that showed up at all? Where's McCarthy?
In Florida, feeling guilty.
Scotty, I heard you were at the dollar store at Gloucester Crossing, and then they had to change the sign.
Oh, I covered that at the top of the show already.
Oh,
no. Are you gonna go along with this? Is your topic?
Yes.
I'm giving you an opportunity to be a part of the show.
An original.
Where's the ring?
Instead of repeating, we were going to give you an opportunity to be an original part of the show.
Where'd you come from? The dollar store is not so much the dollar store anymore. It's the $1.25 store. And I never paid attention because I just assumed that when you go into the dollar store, it's $1. Not the one by the Mac on Washington Street, but the one at the Gloucester Crossing. And then I see these signs, $1.25. And I said, well, okay, that must be a special item. They need to charge a little bit more. And I go down the next aisle, and it's $1.25.
I don't blame you. You got
But you go in there and you go, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. You don't think about it. Everything's, you go get your toothpaste or whatever you need to for the dollar items, and then you check out. And it's very inexpensive.
Very expensive.
I just didn't expect the now $1.25 store.
It would be fun. I think it would be awesome if they put like a slash, and they put like in the big red letters over the dollar and said $1.25 on the sign. That'd be awesome. That would be nice.
Okay, did we cover that? Can we move on now?
Yeah. Well.
All right. Thank you.
Look at that go for us.
All right.
No, we. I was looking at that list here. Paul's Christmas ball decorations.
While we're still on me, can I say something?
Yeah, please.
Okay, since we're on me right now.
It's your turn.
I want to congratulate Warren Waugh. Did you cover this yet?
No.
Okay.
No.
Congratulations to Warren Waugh becoming a Grampy.
Oh.
And to Bobby Curry and Kate Waugh, baby boy named Wilder. And I believe that was on Thanksgiving.
Oh, so,
wow! So congratulations, guys.
Of a masculine child.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you. Your new book just came out
November 1st.
How's the sales?
Good. I got one. This is my own personal copy. I'll give it to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Is it signed? Is it signed?
I didn't
You gotta
sign
make
it
sure
yet.
it's signed.
I'll
Oh,
sign
we're
it.
gonna have to sign it.
Oh, we got a
In
pen
the
right
middle
here.
of
Look
reading
at that.
it. See, you get my bookmark in there and everything. You can have it.
That's fantastic. Be a man, the Be a Man guide, the ultimate guide.
Just some pearls of wisdom on how to be a man.
Let's see where the bookmark is.
All right, all right, here we go.
Was this bathroom reading before you brought it to us?
Yeah, every one page a day.
It's flagged.
Only
This must-
hot and
other
cold.
pages is-
The chapter hot and cold. Only wear jeans when it's 100 degrees out. Be a man. Don't turn on the heat. Be a man. Yeah. Who does that? Have you turned on the heat at the house yet?
I would have turned it on in August. I'm a real wimp.
Yeah.
But she's the heat miser.
You're the heat miser in your house?
Yeah.
I think
There has to be a balance between the two.
I think every house has
Turn up to 55 this time of year.
up to 55. Yeah. I do. I am of I used to go along. My ex-wife was a heat miser kind of person, which I appreciated. Kate actually likes to sleep in a cold room. I am of the ilk that I'm at a point in my life where I want to be comfortable, and I'm not trying to save time. I will not. I just want to be comfortable. I'll put the AC on in the summer. I'll put the heat on in the winter.
I'm with you. I don't know why we have to have 66 in the winter and 74 in the summer. I mean, it shouldn't just be one ambient temperature. 70.
73.
Yeah, 72.
Yeah. So the book is available
on Amazon. You can go to Boston Be a Man, and there's links to get to.
The photo looks like he's in 12th grade.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
How's so you got any shows come up?
Because
Because you did
December 14th, we have at Laugh Boston.
Oh, really?
17th, we're at the City Winery in New York City. We just did one in Philly a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
Which went good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff going on. Patreon started. All kinds of new merchandise coming out. For the holidays. And
I know. So it's funny. This summer when we ran into you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was at the dock outside somewhere, right?
You were
Declan's.
What I say to you, so happy. Well, yeah, I listen to your podcast,
which is hilarious. It was his because I see him. He's on Instagram, and I recognize when I followed his stuff, and then I'm like,
Let me paint the picture for you.
I had no idea he was local.
So Joey and I were at Declan's, and it's like they just announced like Taylor Swift walked into the building. Oh
my God, that's the guy! Be a man.
Yeah.
And
I go, what do you mean that's the guy? He goes, look at his shirt. There's a Be a Man. So the attire and everything. So you got to go talk to him. So I walk over and we became great friends out of it. And now he's here on your podcast. That he listens to.
I never saw somebody smile so much when I said, "Yeah, I listen to your podcast all the time."
I'm
so proud.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we never really get accurate numbers, but whenever we're downtown, people mention this, the stuff. As a matter of fact, Tracy Davis from the library.
Yes.
She was here this morning to pick up a Plover sweatshirt, and she said that she does PR for a bunch of different groups in town, and she says that if what she puts out there doesn't go on Good Morning Gloucester, the numbers for her are way off.
Oh, wow.
And the people that hire her will ream her out, really? Yell at her.
She said she'll get something put in the Boston Herald, and if it's not on Good Morning Gloucester, they're pissed at her.
Wow. yeah, and which made me happy.
Speaking of which, Charlie Davis, her son, 21st birthday. We should mention that. Happy birthday, Charlie.
Boston College student.
Yes, BC.
Junior at BC. Good school.
Good school.
Sold out though, and went to the ACC for the money.
Yeah.
How do people get this book?
I think they lost last night, right?
They're terrible.
Yeah,
How do you get this book, Phil?
Go to Amazon.com. Or go to Boston Be a Man. Google that, and there'll be links to get it.
Yeah,
I think it's $20.
Are you doing any Cyber Monday sales on the merch?
Yeah, they're doing all kinds of stuff. So they go to Boston Be a Man. They'll take you the links to everything.
You got the flags, very
flags,
similar.
Hats,
I love the flag.
Jerseys.
One of my favorite thing in the merch for him, which I thought was genius, was the Be a Man Halloween costume. It was a white hat that you put on backwards, a Be a Man t-shirt, and a pair of black sweats, and a beard.
Yeah, this is you see this one, right? Influenced by you.
Oh my God! Yeah. We talked about this. Yeah.
That's it. Well, yeah.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Oh yeah, I am on. You're on every week. We see you chiming in. I didn't even.
Oh,
think,
yeah,
I had no idea.
The last couple of weeks I haven't.
Yeah,
I'm always chiming in.
Craziness.
Yeah.
I think he's actually won a prize for sharing the podcast
And
before.
I forgot to get it.
So so we were listening. So Scotty and I went into Boston. We went into Boston to the North End.
We did.
With McCarthy just before he left, and we listened to your podcast on the way home. What was the topic on that one? Was it gangsters?
It was gangsters. Yeah. Gangster versus gangster.
Good place to listen to it in the North End.
Yeah, it was.
So gangsta versus gangster. It's like
you want to explain that?
It's the Be a Man Experience. It's a podcast. Me and John Fiore, who was on The Sopranos, he died taking a shit on season 3. But I think
that's right up McCarthy's alley.
I always say it's because if you see him back then, he's still a handsome guy, but back then he was like drop dead gorgeous for a guy, and I'm not into guys.
Yeah.
But I think he was maybe a threat to everyone else in the cast because his head and shoulders better looking than everybody. But him and I do the podcast. It comes out every other week right now. The Be a Man Experience, about 30 to 40 minutes long.
John Fiore is brilliant.
Oh, he's so funny.
He's very funny.
But that specific episode, Gangster versus Gangster, what was the meaning behind getting into that one?
Well, they just give us topics to pick from, and we pick 2 topics, record 2 at a time, and that's one we picked. It was just basically, gangster being like, some punks nowadays versus the old school gangsters, like the guys that used to run the North End.
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing.
Why did he point at me?
Well,
I don't know. No.
But you go to Robbier's right down the street from. I'm buddies with the owner of that. Robbier's.
No.
Right, it's like half a block from Castleways.
We're big fans. We go to Benevento's. We go to Preza.
I love Preza.
Our buddy Anthony owns Preza. Benevento's. We went to the Stanzi for cigars.
Stanzi for a stogie.
Gotta have the cigars there.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, those girls, the women bartenders, they chimed in on the podcast the following day because we were talking about stuff.
No, the cigar place is downstairs.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, I mean, you got
terrible ventilation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember kind of being there a couple of times.
And it's so old school, you don't even have to sign a waiver to go in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you grew up in half Italian, half Irish family?
Yeah. And my uncles owned a bar, and I was down there all the time. And they were connected. They weren't made men, but they were bookies and loan sharks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I got exposed to all that. I tell people I was 5 years old. My feet were dangling off a bar. Me and my brother were sitting there drinking Cokes, like watching all this stuff go on.
Yeah.
My parents were strict about a lot of things. But something like that, it was fine for me to hang out down there. It doesn't make sense, that was fine. So, kind of grew up in that environment, and
So, who was the Italian, the mother or the father?
My father.
Your father. So, how was your mother an okay cook?
Yeah, my mother was a great cook. She learned from my father's sister.
Okay.
What are you saying? The Irish can't cook?
This Irish woman can't.
I didn't say that. You said that. My mother.
She's a tremendous cook.
You're a tremendous slouch. Don't sell yourself short. You're a tremendous slouch.
I tell you.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, so she still is a great cook, and my father was an angry postal worker. He was like, I described him as like Robert De Niro's character in Raging Bull. He had that rage in him, the crazy man. But then you look at he was also like Robert De Niro in The Bronx Tale, where he was like cerebral about certain things. Yeah, it was like so. But he had that anger in him, which he couldn't help himself.
Yeah,
that's the way it was. He didn't know any better. But that was how he was. So grew up in East Boston, and we just migrated north.
Do you go? Well, now here's the question. Well, you grew up in East Boston, so I'm going to guess that you probably did. But like growing up in an Italian family, we didn't go to Italian restaurants. Like
very rarely. We go to the European once in a while in the North End.
Oh,
they had the huge pizzas.
Yes.
Like on a Sunday night, once in a while, we'd go in there.
Yeah. That's funny.
We used to go out for pizza. That was Italian places we go to.
Right. Yeah, it was almost like an insult to your mom if you went to an Italian. Like a nice night out, we'd go to a seafood place like the Village or something. It just seemed like when we were younger, there was only a handful of places that you'd go out to eat, and now there's a million.
Yeah, there's millions of them.
Like it was like when we were kids, when teenagers, like we're going to go to the Village. And it was like a huge...
That was like you load up the car, get the, no seat belts, the station wagon in the back, 4 kids hanging out. Let's go.
Now this was the seatbelt.
Yeah.
Now there's 1,000 restaurants from here to there.
Me and my friend went on a double date when we were like 17. We took 2 girls to the Village from Swampscott. I remember.
It was Swampscott. There was a Village. I didn't know.
No, we drove up to Essex.
Yeah.
The Village in Essex from
wow.
Swampscott.
Oh, wow.
That's how good that place is.
Yeah.
I think.
My grandfather was every Sunday he'd go to church in Essex, and then right afterwards he'd go to the Village every single Sunday.
Thanksgiving, I went to Tom Shays in Essex with the family. We didn't want to cook anymore. Tremendous meal. Thank you guys for doing that. Our waitress worked hard. 60 years old, former waitress for a long time at the Village. I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A lot of them move around.
But she was still at it, and she was wonderful. So, and the food was tremendous. I mean, and to your point, there was a destination where that was special. You went to the Village.
Yeah, there was places on the Route 1, like the Continental. What was the place? There was a place in Beverly.
Remember Augustine's on Route 1?
Mm-hmm. Augustine's.
We should go there as a buffet.
Frank Giuffrida's, the Hilltop.
Yeah, the Hilltop.
Yeah,
that was another spot. Yeah. It's just wild how there probably wasn't 1/10 of the restaurants back then. There was diners. But it wasn't like...
Yeah, there was like the, Kowloon's and the big places like that.
Well, to Kowloon's, that's going to be not Kowloon's. Yeah. Anyway, it's going to be Kowloon's, but not
like a smaller
version,
the iconic, like a shopping mall in there or something.
And the mother, the matriarch,
she just died.
Just passed.
Yeah. She was like 90-something, right?
Yeah, Jimmy Wong.
My patient's family started at Continental, and he talked about the guys from the North End used to come up there with any kind of celebrities that would come in town and eat at the restaurant there.
Yeah, they owned the place in Middleton that closed too, right?
Yeah.
Angelica's.
Right.
They own that. That was a good place too.
Yeah, my sister's Sweet 16 party was there.
Yeah, Continental's old school. You go in there, you get the popovers and stuff. And old school restaurant. Not many left.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, on Route 1, Maja. Have you ever heard of Maja?
Maja, yeah. That's where that used to be... Calitri's. I haven't been there yet.
So we went there for my daughter's soccer banquet the other day. His daughter's soccer banquet too, and it was fantastic.
Oh, good.
They did a good job downstairs.
Yeah, I'm very particular about my Italian food.
But the reason I brought it up was because I saw that there's... Do you know the guy Boston Guido?
Yeah, I know him.
There's another Instagram guy. No, but he has shows.
Yeah, a couple of my buddies were like Dave Russo was, and a couple other guys that are comedians.
Yeah,
that I know were in it.
Yeah,
they do a lot of stuff like that.
So is there a way for us to put like a comedy show together?
Yeah, we could talk to Joe and Mr. Monday and
Carlo.
Yeah.
All right.
You got to go to his agent.
We could get, not them, just a simpleton. I can't book anything like that. I got to hand it over to them.
Yeah.
But we definitely could do something like that.
Yeah, the winter's coming. We have just, there's not much happening in the winter. We could break up the winter
maybe
with
in February
comedy show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That sounds like a great time.
So we need to, I think while you're on and Mayor Verga's on as well, we need a Beer Man quote for the mayor. What would you come up with for the mayor?
Fight for the people, be a man.
All right. I was a little nervous there for a second.
I think the entire viewership was.
Everybody's holding their breath on that one. Brendan Grimes Davis came up with the one I was thinking of, the Commodore in Beverly. That's the one.
The Commodore. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah, Brendan.
That was old school.
She came through with us on that one. My mom. Wow. Really? My mom just said her first date with my dad was at the Hilltop.
Wow.
So I hear the story how my dad met my mom. Oh. So my mom was 19 and my dad was 26. I think I have this right. And my grandfather had a little bodega, a little Italian grocery store called Pat Center Grocery. Pat, my mother's name is Pat.
Yep.
So he named it after her, even though there was 5 siblings. So he lived on Washington Square, and he would walk to get the bread every day. And he saw this. My mom was pretty, really pretty.
Speak up.
You couldn't hear me? No. So my mom was really pretty, and but
Is.
9 is pretty.
Mhm. It's pretty.
Is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
She's
I was
still,
thinking that.
she's
You
still
said
with
was.
us. She used in
Yeah.
past tense.
Your
She's
mom
with
is
us,
very
and she's
pretty.
still
I'll tell you
beautiful.
what, this is
Yeah.
when this
Kelly,
is
I
back.
was
Just like
thinking
your
the
beautiful
same
wife,
thing.
Yeah.
Kate.
Or you're
No woman
insinuating
wants to
that
hear
Your
that.
mother's
Nobody
still
wants to hear
beautiful.
that.
used to be and not now.
Be a
I mean,
man. Your mom
As
is
a matter of
pretty.
fact, it's actually someone just yesterday commented how beautiful my mother is. Actually, when I was doing it in downtown interviews with Kate, was at a little shop, and this woman. No, it was when me and you were at breakfast at George's.
George's, yes.
And the lady that was sitting next to us says, "Oh, your mother was beautiful. Is a beautiful woman."
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Inside
You're
note.
welcome.
So he used to go there to buy the bread because the Italian families, you go to the bakery, you get
Pat,
the bread
sorry,
every day.
he doesn't know. He doesn't know any better. Pat.
Stop. Everybody stop. But did your family go get? Did someone go get Italian bread every day in your family?
No,
No.
we had 8 kids, so we were lucky we could afford bread.
Are you Italian or are you Portuguese?
Both.
Oh,
My father's full Italian,
Oh, nice.
so I'm half Italian, half Portuguese and French,
Nice.
Yeah.
and I don't speak any of the languages.
None of them.
Not me either.
Not even the swear words.
Just a few swears.
Just the swear
and
words.
foods.
Yeah,
That's about it.
my father always came home with a loaf of fresh Italian bread every day after
We
work.
always had Italian bread up there.
Not every day.
Quality
every day,
Bakery in East Boston.
I was going to ask, is there a certain place that you had to go to?
Well, yeah, the Quality Bakery. It's not there anymore, but it's a Quality Bakery in East Boston, right near the airport. Used to grab a loaf of bread every day.
There you go. Right, that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom used to do it on Sundays, Sunday mornings.
Sunday morning Italian bread.
Hard rolls, she used to call them, but the Italian rolls.
Do you remember that?
Did you have zugu on? Did you have zugu on Sundays? Did you have pasta on that every Sunday?
Yeah, every Sunday we had.
Was it
Fam-
sauce
fam-
or gravy?
Gravy.
It was
Oh, stop it!
Oh.
Oh,
Gravy. East Boston. East Boston. It's in East Boston.
Be a man, call it sauce.
Hey,
would
Be
you?
a man, call it sauce.
Be a man called
Yeah.
Gravy to the day he died.
Zugu.
Zugu, no.
Zapati. See, it's a good thing. Zapati.
Do you remember that term, that old school term? I'm going for a loaf of bread, not coming back.
Yeah, or a pack of cigarettes. That was the other one.
A gallon of milk or a loaf of bread.
That's a be a man. We gotta be.
Yeah, no.
Go for a loaf of bread. Be a man.
I could sit. I would sit. I would when my mother was making the sauce. I would stand next to the pan because she would cook all day long with the pork and the whatever and the meatballs and the potatoes, and I would have that loaf of bread and I would just sop up that sauce and eat it until the bread was gone. It was so good.
Bagnati.
Bagnati the bread.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Was it a sweet
See,
sauce?
he does know.
Was it sweet or was it like a spicy oregano, more spicy?
My mother's was a little sweet. I'm going to say this, I don't want to get in trouble. I'm not a fan of my sister's sauce at all.
Oh.
It's a little too acidy.
Ooh.
It's a little too acidy. I like my mother's sauce better than my sister's sauce. And actually, I love my wife's sauce.
You'll have to edit it out before you post this, right?
No, it is
Yeah,
what it is. Listen, my mother and my sister can cook circles around 99% of the women in the world. I'm just telling you, like, I'm an honest person. I'm not the sauce.
My mom used to say to get rid of the acidity, she had to cook it all day long. I don't know if that was true or not, or if it was the tomatoes they were using, but
yeah, I don't know. My mother
Who has
says
the best bread in Gloucester?
You
Italian bread.
want to start a war?
Throw
I know.
it out,
Yeah.
gauntlet. That's a fair rail.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it.
How about you go with the two?
What's the best three?
Name two.
Okay.
so growing up, there was one that was known from my perspective. One was known as being a better tasting bread, but it went bad. It got hard quickly.
Okay.
And then there was one that would stay decent for a couple of days, but it didn't have the flavor.
Oh.
And I don't know what that has to do with.
Well, the one that went hard quick, they just pretty
No
much said
preservatives.
our bread's the best. It's going to be going right away. So they didn't.
Probably no preservatives.
Yeah, I think that's what it was too. Yeah, there was Bertolino's. There was Scafani's wasn't around when we were kids. There was Virgilio's, excellent, and Cafe Sicilia didn't make bread back then. Yeah, they weren't around back then. And then Alexander's bread makes great but they're not Italian bread. They're little cobbles.
You know who makes a great bread, and not many people know, is Zeke's. They make their bread fresh every day for their toasts.
Is it Italian?
And
bread?
No. They make great
Like a regular.
amadema, like a molasses bread, an amadema bread. They make
Zeke's place.
the Portuguese. You know what? Portuguese sweet bread doesn't get enough
The
getting
penny
off
sales
Yeah, it's not
at
bad.
the Our Lady
bad.
Good Voyage Church, the penny sale. We would fight for position to get the tickets to get the Portuguese sweetbread.
My mom when the sale goes on, she gets one for everybody in the family.
How about the Diorsi's in Peabody? You had their
Not bad.
bread yet?
Not bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
we got
bad
the
place.
cinnamon bread, and then we made they cut it nice and thick. You make French toast with it.
There's
Fantastic.
some Portuguese delis that sell like meats, like the linguiça and stuff in Peabody that I've never been to, but I'd like to do. I like to
Central
do.
Street. There's one, right?
I think so. Yeah.
What the hell's the name? I forget the name of it.
The Portuguese linguiça is fantastic, really good. With breakfast linguiça and stuff. What my mother have to say here? Bertolino's was awesome. Sclafani's is a lot like it. Just bought sweetbread. She loves it. Yeah. That's the Portuguese sweetbread is fantastic. Also another shout out for bread in town, George's. I don't know if they still make the Amadama bread. Oh, remember they used to Fast Eddie used to have the Amadama bread.
Fast Eddie. Hey, Fast Eddie.
Fast Eddie. Yeah.
Who didn't know Fast Eddie?
Bill Powell is telling me New England Meat Market, Walnut Street.
That's the
Peabody.
place I'm thinking of.
That's the spot right
That's the
there.
place I'm thinking of.
Oh, and then Nisha, we'd be.
Nisha.
I would be remiss.
Claire Franklin.
Who's
You know,
that?
Ross Franklin that does the taco truck that was being voted on off of Plum Cove Beach at the time, Ross.
Yep.
His mother, Claire, it has her business of like famous Nisu bread.
So now you can't get it confused because the Swedish sweetbread or Swedish bread, they look exactly the same. There's Nisu and then there's the Swedish bread. They package them the same way. They make them the same way. But like if you get it from a Swedish person as opposed to the Nisu.
It's not Finnish? I thought it was Finnish.
Nisu is Finnish.
Oh.
Yeah. Nisu is Finnish.
Not
Yeah.
Italians.
Well, I mean, Italian bread or is it Irish?
I'm
Irish
trying to throw
bread?
them. I'm trying to throw them a little. Yeah.
It's either Italian or other.
Exactly.
No, but
There is no.
maybe there's some Finns that watch this. I'm not sure.
I'm sure there is.
So Nisu is Finnish bread,
Yeah.
but then there's a different one, and I forget what it's called, but they're very similar. Tony Gross, when he fished for us, he would give me and my cousin one every year, and excellent sliced toasted with butter and a little bit of sugar. Fantastic. Joey Foote said Old Neighborhood. What is it? I don't know what show he meant by that. Yeah. But anyway, there's that. We got a lot to look forward to. The holidays are in full effect. Ladies' night is when?
December 1st.
Thursday.
Oh,
That's this upcoming Thursday. I'll be DJing at Inside Engel and Volker's Karen Hansen's spot, which is what I've been told over the past 5 years, excluding the pandemic, has been the party of stop by spot of the ladies' night.
Yeah.
So aren't they pushing
next door to the Franklin?
Are they pushing Ladies' Day as opposed to just night to get more people out?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You know what? You're right, and it is all day. Yeah.
Men's Day is what, the 15th?
Pat's was trying to say.
It's usually right. Men's is usually the following week.
No, 2
weeks.
It's
right.
December 15th.
It's going to be the 15th.
Yeah.
And they do a good job with that,
I
too.
may be there with you, by the way. I have to talk to Karen.
Please. They have cigars. I think Paul is doing cigars.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
We'll talk about that.
Mm.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a show the 14th,
Maybe not.
but the next day I think I'm going to be downtown.
They're not smoking. What?
We have a show the 14th.
Where?
Laugh Boston, like I told you a half hour ago.
Oh, I thought you were saying in relation to here. Or something.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But the next day is the men's night, so I'm going to be
That's
downtown,
great.
I think.
Yeah, it's a good time, and a lot of the places will do like I know Savor Wine and Cheese used to do like pulled pork sandwiches, little sliders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
One of the better stops for men is always Pop Gallery. She always does a really good.
That's a great shop.
Great shop.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
There's
really
lot of
great
great
shop.
shops. Castaways is good. Castaways. I talked to Paul and Bianca. They're going to do something. So
yes,
we'll get a rundown. Well, you know what? I'm going to reach out to the shops. And we'll have a rundown on for especially for men's night because it doesn't get the press that it.
You had something you wanted to mention today about Small Business Saturday, which was yesterday, and some of the shops down on Main Street.
Well,
You didn't want to mention it?
Well, no, it's all right. So I went down. So Kate and I have been banging out, trying to get as many retailers downtown as we can. And Pauline, if you're watching, Pauline, I promise we're going to get out to you as well, because Pauline is not on Main Street,
Well,
and
it
it's
would
not.
be a complete collection.
It's not just about Main Street. It's also there's other places, because we have our friends over here, One Ocean, One Love,
Jamie
Matheson's place. Definitely got to get to Three Lantern Ship Supply. That's not on Main Street.
Yep,
Matt, and there's some others. So it's not. I don't want the people that are not on Main Street to get upset with me. We will definitely get to you. But there was some places on Main Street, Small Business Saturday, that were not open. Some very notable shops at 1 o'clock were not open, and I just scratching my head, and I beside myself that they weren't open.
We went down yesterday with Ken Reel from the chamber, and we
heard you were there.
Yeah, we heard you were there.
Yeah. But we noticed a lot. We started at 10. There were several that hadn't been open by 10 o'clock. But the people we spoke to said they were doing really well. Yeah. So that's a pretty good.
They were and they were happy to see you too.
Yeah.
I spoke to the.
You know what I loved yesterday was supporting the Boy Scout Troop 60.
Yep.
They were out there all day till like about noon, all morning rather, and selling their Christmas wreaths, and they had different bows and everything like that. And I got a gold star in the boyfriend department for bringing the wreath by, but I was happy to support the Boy Scouts too. Yeah.
Awesome.
So next week, do we have a verbal commitment from your lovely girlfriend? She's going to bring the sacks in.
You know about these?
Yes.
Sacks? Sacks underwear?
Be a man, wear sacks.
Oh yeah.
Be aware, go commando.
No, that they support the Djibouti's.
Oh, okay.
They get the
Better be big underwear for me then, buddy.
Huh?
Better be big underwear for me, buddy.
The Be a Man book is available on Amazon.
It's a family show.
That's fantastic. All right. Well, what do we got here? We're at an hour and 21 minutes. So thank you guys for coming. Thank you for coming
Thanks
as
for
well. It's been great, and we will look forward to all the upcoming things. We'll keep everybody apprised. You all know anytime that you have anything to talk to the people about, you're more than welcome to show up.
Great.
Thank you.
It was just a little bit of notice, and so I'm gonna let you pick. Should we go out with?
We got to draw for prizes.
Oh, sorry. How many shares do we have?
We are at 19.
19 shares. All right. We're looking for 20. One more person share. Yeah.
Well, we wait for the 20th person
Yeah.
to share.
Yeah.
We just want to reiterate to Mayor Verga that Chris McCarthy has not fulfilled his duties for his demerit yet.
Really? No poop picking up?
No.
He hasn't fulfilled his duty of the duty picking.
Yeah. So,
All right.
Do you have any message for Chris? Because he's watching.
Well, I think we should wait till the summer. We don't want them out there picking up because it's easier if they're nice and chilled. Wait till it's warm and
Wait till they've frozen all winter, then thawed out for the spring.
Yes.
Mushy ones.
Where is he, in Florida? Chris, he's been all
Oh.
over the place, right?
Thank
Thank
Robert
you.
and Annette Spanks. Thank you. We have all right. Hold on. This is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna play how to get your own Good Morning Gloucester sticker free sent to you. The thing from Jimmy. And in the meantime, share the podcast. We're going to give people time to share the podcast and enter. We have 3 prizes. Pat, what are the 3 prizes, just so people know what to say?
Patch, T-shirt,
Hold on one second. Patch,
salt
flight from
Salt.
Cape Ann Sea Salt. We have a
Bluefin
Bluefin blow up
t-shirt,
Comfort Colors large
size
T-shirt
large,
and a
and
patch.
a patch.
Okay.
Pauline.
All right. So share the podcast and be entered. We're gonna do the graphic that we made with Jimmy Dalpiaz right here. This is how you get a sticker.
SAZY report time. SAZY. Self-addressed stamped envelope to Good Morning Gloucester, 95 East Main Street, here in our fair city, Gloucester, 01930. And you can get one of these. That's right. One of our best die cut stickers here. It's our best one. Don't miss out. SAZY report.
In case anyone doesn't know what a SAZY is, what is it, Jim?
Self-addressed stamped envelope.
To 95 East Main Street, Gloucester, Mass. Thanks, Jimmy.
Like great cut. I just love it. And I'm glad we have not edited it out either.
No.
Yeah.
You have
I
to.
got a new
That's the
car, so I need a new
imperfections.
sticker, by the way.
You got it. I'll give you 2.
Send us up a stamped envelope.
Yeah.
So I want to. We also should mention that if you win the sharing of the prizes, that you have to pick it up by next week, or else it goes back into the prize pack. 95 East Main Street. You can pick up the thing. We have the SAZ report from this week. Want to read?
This is coming from Sigrid Weinschneider. Sigrid from New York in Oxford Park, New York. Let's open this up.
I hope so. So I always like it when they leave little notes.
Yeah.
They don't just send the envelope. Like, give me
We'll
this.
see if we have a note today. It does look like we have a note.
Oh, we got a note.
And no, just says thank you. Is even better.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.
I thought
For a free GMG sticker with an A. Sticker.
She spelt it right, and that might be her dog.
That is a dog, and it looks like it's a what is that?
That's a Pomeranian.
That's not a
No, it's a
Pomeranian.
Rottweiler.
Rottweiler. It looks like a Rottie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's a
So Sigrid,
handsome dog. Handsome dog,
Oh,
Sigrid.
oh
that
yeah,
is- what did you call
Pomeranian.
that?
it couldn't be more far from a Pomeranian.
Oh my goodness.
It's pretty much a cat.
It's a,
That's all Joey knows is cats. He doesn't
I'm
know
just
dogs.
happy that she spelt it right. Sticker with an A.
Nice.
So we encourage notes here on the CC. So if you have a note, write us a note. And coming soon, which we're going to talk about off air, is setting up an email address where we can do fan mail.
How about this? Robert and Annette Spanks is saying, sea salt, Wayne the mailman will pick it up for us. She hasn't even won yet.
Right.
Oh, they're pretty.
And the next one is oops.
Oh, the
It's a
fix
hot
is-
item. It's a hot item. It's a request item.
The fix is in.
This fix is in.
Yeah.
Yeah, she hasn't picked up. By the way, Darlene Moulton, she asked me to put the hat in the mailbox for Wayne to pick up,
Oh yeah.
and he never picked it up.
So bottom line is, any number you yell out right now, Pat's going to say it's a Spanx. The fix is in, Joey. In case you haven't figured that out.
I mean, we have to.
I think the mailman was avoiding the mailbox at all costs when he wasn't working.
There's going to be an investigation.
22.
22? I love
Yeah,
it.
we picked up a couple.
We have to prevent the fraud. Joey picks the numbers, Pat writes down the numbers, and I read off which number it corresponds to. That's the way on the up and up.
All
No
right.
inside scoop.
Give
No.
Give Paul the list. All right, here we go. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. 13.
Number 13.
Lucky
is
13.
Bob
Charlie
Rogers.
Charlie Coyle.
Bob Rogers.
Rogers.
So
Bob
the first
Rogers.
person. First
Patch
person.
or T-shirt.
Okay, there you go. And number 2. Number 15.
Number 15
Bill
is
Schmidt.
the fix is in. Sorry, folks.
The Spanx.
Kathy Matthew Rogers.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the
No, I
Spanx,
think they
the
might
swingers.
be related.
Bob Rogers just said
Salt.
right off the bat. Wow.
No,
Good for him. Good choice.
Number
They're all
9.
great choices. 9.
The salt is off the table.
Johnny Busick.
Happy birthday, Ed Collard.
Ed Collard. He might still be in town.
Ed Collard.
All right.
Kathy says the patch.
Kathy says the patch.
So Ed gets the T-shirt.
Ed gets the T-shirt. That'll fit him too, maybe.
I think it will.
Yeah, beautiful. All right. So if remember Kathy Rogers, you need to pick up the your patch here at the Wharf, 95 East Main Street. And wait, they're both the family?
Did I,
Kathy
you
Rogers?
listen to me at all? Is there any
What? What's the matter?
It's Pat's family.
related?
No, I
said-
see they're related.
She said
Go
the
on.
fix is in.
Don't you have the thing where employees
We'll play it,
and
we'll play it.
family members are not eligible to?
We'll play
Well,
it
those
back
are
for
your
you
relatives?
No. Dad.
What's the matter? So
Just
what did
go.
what did I
No.
miss? No, explain to me what I missed.
I said that when it was Bob Rogers and then Kathy Rogers, I said, the fix is in because I think they're related.
Oh, 2 family members. Oh, well, you know.
You pay attention.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I've got a lot going on.
I'm a witness.
There's a lot going on.
This was a great show.
I'm hungry.
Husband and wife, Brenda Grimes
Oh, we
Davis.
got
Thank you.
bagels and muffins there.
Oh yeah, let's
yeah.
go. All right, we're gonna
So
let's see.
Mayor's going to pick the outro, right?
The outro. Yeah, so we could go with the Mike Forget and
Mike Forget.
over the
Do you
over
like
the bridge.
Yeah, let's
you like
go with
reggae or country?
reggae or country. Mike Forget for the reggae. Annie Brobst for country.
Annie Brobst.
Oh, well, I've heard the reggae one, so I'd like to hear the other one.
All right,
Good idea.
there we go. And see you later, everybody.
So long.
Bye, Gloucester, for now.